Good afternoon, my name is Schmidt.
This is DeVries.
And today we're talking about mortgage brokers. So today I'm going to introduce Peter. Peter's going to tell us about his background, what motivated him to become a loan officer. Then we're going to talk about who mortgage brokers are, what advantages we have, and talk about the process of you buying a home.
We serve everyone that's out there. Anyone that we can help to get a house, I'm happy to serve anyone. So no judgment on that end at all. But just personally from my background and just the Lord's been blessing me, and I'm grateful for the opportunity for every client that we get to work with. So that's just kind of my background. My parents are both real estate agents. So my mom actually. I was in sales before I got into real estate and mortgage, but my mom was like, "Hey, you remind us of our favorite loan officer we like to work with." It was either becoming a real estate agent or becoming a lender. I think was the next step in what I was trying to do, and so I decided. I was like, "Okay, well, my parents were like, hey, they'll work with me if I became a loan officer."
Yeah.
So I was like, "Sweet." I mean, they do good business and have a good reputation out there. So I was like, hey, getting the loan officer license was just kind of the next step to kind of building business and kind of provide for our families, right? That's kind of what we start out doing, just trying to make ends meet. I've been a loan officer just about 7 years now.
Okay, 7 years. Mm-hmm. And when did you start the company?
I started the company April 18th of 2021.
Why did you start the company?
I started the company because I'd been wanting to have my own company, and I actually had wanted to open my own branch of a company, but just hadn't had the opportunity, and the companies I'd worked with they weren't really companies that I wanted to represent, and so I decided to open my own company, and it's the best thing I've done so far. I'm grateful to be here. I have a great group of people working with us. It's an honor, like having you on our team for sure.
Yes, sir.
But we're always learning and growing and becoming better every day. So just having the ability to make the decisions
most definitely
is beneficial. There is a lot more work involved, my friends. A lot more work and back end stuff that goes into it that I didn't expect, but also kind of expected at the same time. Because it's going to be hard starting a business, and it's a lot. But we're just, with our field, we're super regulated, which is a good thing and also just a scary thing at the same time, because we want to make sure we're always trying to do our due diligence to be honest and truthful and take care of people and make sure we're following the laws. Well, the benefit of a mortgage broker for anyone trying to buy is that we typically have the ability to shop your loan with multiple banks and multiple lenders, multiple investors. So typically what the benefit is generally we're wholesale, so we usually, I would say, there's a higher chance that you're going to have typically lower pricing to start with us, just because we are wholesale. Most lenders are making more on each loan than we do generally, I should say. But also, there's a lot of programs that most of these retail offices or retail companies or banks don't offer. And because we have all these different lenders, we can kind of choose and help clients that might not have been able to get something, such as a manufactured home on leased land, or, first time home buyer options that we have. There's some grant programs, forgivable grant options out there. And, most lenders don't take advantage of the options that are there. So it just gives more options if we come up against a roadblock. A lot of clients that are business owners, generally hit roadblocks with qualifying because they write off all their income. So they're showing either negative income or no income, if you look at it from a net income perspective. So that opens up abilities to qualify those types of clients. I mean, we can have loans for people who are not citizens of the United States. They're I-10 loans. So there's just a lot of options that we have and are familiar with that most lenders haven't even had the depth of knowledge or understanding of that they even exist. So that's kind of a benefit of working with a broker. Plus, again, working with 50 different lenders, you kind of find out who's faster and easier to work with, who has less less documentation that's needed from you and makes your job easier as the client, because there is work to be done as a client to get your loan done. I would just say too, the level of service typically is higher.
Level of service is definitely higher.
Yeah, because at retail banks, one, they don't work as much as we do. They're typically open 5 days a week, business days, right? We worked, we're available typically 6 to 7 days a week. So that just availability and the extra hours and work that we put in separates us, so knowing just kind of how to help negotiate with your agent and being available when your agent needs us to write an offer on the weekend is big. So the level of service, plus, most of these retail lenders, you go in there, you talk to one person and they end up sending you over to, 3 or 4 different people. And at some point you get lost in the process or fall through the cracks and people don't get back to you. So that's just kind of, just a higher level service. We specialize in mortgages, and some of these banks and other lenders, right? They do checking accounts, savings accounts, they try to do investments, but they're not 100% focused on what you're looking to do. And so that's just kind of what we really try to focus on, what's important to you, and kind of giving you a plan to move forward to get to your goals.
Most definitely.
Yeah, I mean, I think that probably stems from the way that they're paid, generally. So typically, generally speaking, you're a newer loan officer working at a bank, because you don't have your own book of business. Typically as brokers, we're commission only, so we're highly motivated to help you succeed and get in the house, right? Because that's how we get paid. So if you look at it from just a pace perspective, retail lenders, they go in and they're given an hourly rate. So sometimes they don't have any incentive to work. They may have a small commission, but it's generally, lower commission on that end. So they typically get paid less at the banks. So there's not as much motivation to help you get to your goals. And I think that level of service kind of follows with incentives. And so that's probably a big thing too, incentivized. That's another thing, the speed of what we can do as brokers, it's night and day from being retail. And again, I was retail for at least 5 years of my career. Just again, knowing which lenders that you can go with that are going to be quicker, easier to work with, and get your deal done, with ease is huge. So definitely, the process is extremely way faster, generally speaking. Obviously, depending on the lender that we're using, but we have access to some of these lenders right now we have access to the number one wholesale lender in the United States. They're also the largest lender in the United States now. So they're always growing, and we're always growing and becoming better and learning and trying to sharpen our skills so we can better serve you as well.
Stay close.
So I would say with some of our top lenders in terms of speed, yes, that the 14-day, the 10-day, these are timetables that you can attain. Obviously, the sellers have to be on board with that timeline to close that quick, right? And also, we have to get the appraisal done within a certain amount of time. But there are times where the appraisal is already done, or where we get an automated appraisal completed where we don't even have to do an appraisal. Those can definitely speed your timeline up as well. But we're always looking for those options, and it saves you about $900 because typically appraisals are costing around $900 right now. So just by having us double check to see if the house has already been appraised recently and fits the criteria of not needing an appraisal can save you quite a bit of money just on that part. Just to go as far as we can. Keep learning and growing, becoming better every day, and just sharing gratefulness and love to our clients and team out there. Again, we're human beings. We're not perfect. We make mistakes, but we do our best to learn and grow from those mistakes and try to do better. Every loan, every person that we serve. So long term, it'd be great to grow the business. We're licensed in around 8 states right now. We'd love to grow the business to more states and have more team members on our team as well to be able to serve more people. But also just making sure that we are including and implementing the values that we believe in our organization. Any business that we get, we're very grateful for. First off, I don't deserve these awards. I'm grateful that I got them. But this is literally from our first year in business. I know I said we technically were in business with the Washington, I shouldn't say, we weren't licensed with Washington to do loans until January 12th of 2022. So we've literally only been in business just over a year. But I got the top 1% of basically being the best of the best from United Wholesale Mortgage, which is the #1 wholesale lender in the United States. I got a fastest growing loan officer award, and then the breakthrough award, so which is just basically congratulating mortgage brokers for excelling as a broker. So I don't know, these are just, it's great. I'm grateful to have these, but our team's phenomenal, and I like to think that any of our loan officers can grow to the point where they can get these as well. And it's great. It's great to get these. I personally in my career I've never gotten anything like this, so it means a lot to kind of have some compliments like this. But again, doesn't change who we are. Doesn't change our goal to serve you as well as we can. And so no matter where you're at with your home buying journey, don't give up and keep trying. And I would say give us a shot. You never know what you might find out from getting another opinion on where you're positioned at financially. And again, the benefit of working with us as well is that we have the experience working with multiple options. There's always new programs coming out, it feels like, every day. So it's just consistent learning. And I appreciate it. I love it. Sometimes I hate it at the same time because there's so much like a fire hydrant we're drinking out of every day. But you literally get used to doing it if you do this long enough. So I'm very grateful for all the partners, for the teams, for the account executives, for our clients. It's just an honor to serve you, and and just very grateful. So thank you for your time talking to us this morning. And
thank you, Peter, so much for being my guest on Lecture Hall.
Yes, sir.
Consider downloading your free home buying brochure. Give Peter a call. I'll give the phone number in the link in the description below. Thank you so much for tuning in, and have a great one.
God bless. Have a good one.
Thank you. That was awesome.